So, because of the vague title, I'll explain what this video actually is. The first section is me panicking about realizing another video about the house in Fata Morgana was made, and the second part is my reaction to the video after I watched it. And I will lurk in the comments section about a few things because I got stuff to say about it. Okay, see ya then.
Hello, and welcome back to Depression. I'm Naffy Napkin. You're watching the fucking panic mode that I'm having right now after working for like 2 months on the House in Fata Morgana video. And while I was working on it, literally yesterday, a guy made a The House in Fata Morgana retrospective, which is similar in the style of mine. Well, not really. I haven't watched it yet, but I mean, I bet it's a good video. I don't think because of how low self esteem I have about my own work, I think I've lost all motivation to continue working on mine. I'm like pretty close to finishing it as well. First two parts are out, and I'm also close to finishing the last one. In fact, I am editing the beasts portion of the last third of the visual novel. And yeah, lost all motivation. Some guy did it way better than I did, and my video has no reason to exist anymore. So I guess I wanted to talk about the ethics of why I made these videos. Um, Before that, it's really the user's choice whether or not they would choose a video over another one. Personally, I think my video has some egregious errors in it, and I can fix them, but I think the issue is there's just so many little inconsistencies and weird takes that I have throughout, and I tried fixing them in post, but they just still end up kind of awkward, and that requires re recording the entire audio for it and then not fucking up throughout the entire thing. I should have not fucked up in the first place at all, but I did, and now it sounds awkward and it's littered throughout the video. And I don't know. It's not a perfect product, and honestly, I'm a lot less proud of the House in Fata Morgana retrospective than the Subahibi one because the appeal of the Subahibi one, after hearing Ray like showed it to his friends, a friend of mine showed it to his friends, and they were like, "Wow, this is kind of like a very personal review. Uh, it's like you're talking to a friend about this thing that they're passionate about in like a bar or whatever." In the House in Fata Morgana, it is a lot more serious, and I had less of my thoughts put into it because I wanted to respect the story, but that also lost the appeal of the Subahibi one. So it's a lot more objective, but I still put in some of my own analysis, and even then, I don't think my input to the visual novel isn't that like great. So I'm starting to think that the reason for this video existing is a lot less like important because again, another person did it better than I did, so it feels like I'm just copying that dude, and it's not like I wanted to copy that person. It's just that he uploaded it and made it before I finished mine, so I guess it really is all on me in the end. I don't know, maybe the people who want to watch my video over his is that it's just longer. It's 3 hours long. And I said it was 6 hours long, but now it's half that length. And even then, that guy's video is a third of my improved length. Oh my god. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell I'm high stress at the moment because I don't know what to do now. In all honesty, in the most probable reality, I suppose, is that I will finish it. I'm close to finishing it. I'll upload my version. I'll see if who prefers whose version. It honestly doesn't matter. But my video has less of a reason to exist because I wanted to make the House and Fata Morgana retrospective because first, someone told me to. Second, it's one of the best visual novels of all time. Third, there is no video retrospective like of the House and Fata Morgana, or really many visual novels at the end of the day, which is why I wanted to be that person. And just because someone made the House and Fata Morgana video doesn't mean that another one doesn't exist, but it also just means that it doesn't have a reason to exist. Like, there's really only one version that needs to exist. But then again, I haven't watched it yet, so maybe he does things a lot more differently than I do. I know the production value is a lot better, that's for sure, because I only have like 100 subs. He has 300,000. Yeah, just watch that video. Well, also watch mine, please. Thank you. I maybe, I mean, sometimes people just want to watch longer videos, but if you want a synopsis of the House and Fata Morgana, then watching his is shorter and better made. I'm sure I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. I wish I can get my thoughts out in a more coherent thing. I've got more things to say, but I just don't know how to say them, which is why I wrote scripts about this stuff. Napkin, beating yourself over it. Gosh, I'm critical about how critical I am of myself. I'm sweating like a sinner in church here. Here's the thing. He made it an hour long, and I made mine 3 hours long because I was recapping the entire story. And I think, well, here's my prediction. I think my version is going to be a lot more closer to the source than his. His is just going to be an incredibly succinct short description. And that's might be what more people want. But mine is going to be a more detailed version. So that really goes down to what people want out of the House and Fata Morgana, I suppose, if you just want a summary of both things, because I saw in the description of his video, he goes door 1, door 2, door 3, so it's definitely going to summarize things that happen in them. Like, maybe you'd feel more about the House and Fata Morgana through my detailistic view of it, because I go beat by beat, and I still don't really know what his video is gonna be. Because I made mine as long as it is because I thought it was sort of the shortest way to summarize it. Like, it's an incredibly dense piece of work. I think it's gonna be difficult to cram it down into just 1 hour, and even I had trouble putting it down to 3 hours. And I made like a 40,000 word script, while his, if it's an hour long, it's probably only around 16,000. Depends on his talking speed, I suppose. But anyways, really, it depends on the viewer. But even at the end of the day, I think there's going to be comments that are just like, this guy made it before you did, and I prefer his because it's an hour long and it's better made. Damn. Okay, it goes down to the viewer. That's gonna be the conclusion here. I just want to mention, before I end this, I suppose, I just want to mention about DigiBro's video. And in one of his DigiBro's decompression chamber, he says the reason he makes videos is because no one makes videos like his. Like, he wanted to make a video about Berserk, but the super eye patch wolf guy already made a video about the appeal of Berserk. So he knows that, and he's like, oh, he said everything that I was gonna say, so I don't have to make that video anymore. Like, if there's two videos that have the same point and the same opinions and perspectives, there's really no reason for one person to like put that much effort into a video where they both basically say the same thing. And I have the exact same opinion. The reason why I made the Subahibi video is because I've seen some comments that were just like, I think this visual novel is literally gonna change my life, but I don't know how I'm gonna really experience it. And I decided to make my video about it because I knew there was a demand for it after seeing those comments. And I'm not gonna say that, I mean, I've said it in that video already, that it's not a great representation of Subahibi. I think at the end of the day, you should read it for yourself, even after you watched my video. But for the people that really, really can't, they can just watch mine. And even in the comments of my own video, they've maybe read some of it or watched a playthrough or something, and they could not go through the really fucked up scenes. So they just watched my video, and I put a timestamp so you can skip them. So it was helpful for them. That video has some value, even if someone else already summarized it. But for the House and Fate of Morgana, it's different. I don't put as much of myself in this video. I don't make it personal because I wanted to have a better... Because Subahibi, it's not an incredibly experiential piece, I suppose. Like, I don't know. I really respect the House and Fate of Morgana more because it takes itself incredibly seriously. And in Subahibi, it's fucking crazy and insane, some of the events are, and I could react to it in that way. Like, wow, isn't this crazy and insane? On the House and Fate of Morgana, it's just incredibly serious drama that I do not want to alter or joke about in my way. I want to really show that to the audience. And maybe the other guy's video does that as well, and I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm rambling at this point. Basically, I'm hoping there's no comments in my video going, someone else already did this, because I worked on mine a long time ago, okay? It just took me a while to finish it. And I'm so mad at myself for taking so long, because these do not take that long to make. Should I go into the process of how I make one? You know what? I don't know where else I'm gonna put this. Let me tell you right now, it does not take that long for me to finish an hour-long video or hour-long videos. It takes me, like, okay, look at this. I am 11 minutes in to finishing the Beasts part, and I was working on it since like 9 a.m. and I stopped at 1 p.m. So it took me 10 minutes. It took me, how long is that? Like 13. It took me 4 hours or so. I don't know. Let's say around 5 hours to edit 10 minutes. And going by that every day, it takes me around 15, 20 or so minutes to edit of the entire thing. And that's already a third of an hour. So if I was just going at full speed, no stops, that should be 3 days. Yeah, it takes 3 days to edit, like 1 hour of the video. Or so, I would say give or take an entire week to make 2 hours. That's not hyperbole. That's just to edit the video. And just for I don't know. Just for an example's sake, Subahibi, that only took a week to edit. That took 2 weeks to write the script and edit, and it took me way longer, like 2 months, a month or so to read the visual novel itself. So it should not take me 3-4 months to make the House and Fate of Morgana video, but it did, and genuinely college did take some part of it. I was busy with that for a while, but it still should not take me this long, and this is the consequence. Somebody else cut to the chase before I did. And even then, the recording, I still think it has some egregious flaws in it. And goddamn, I'm beating myself over it. And this is the point of this podcast, I suppose. Okay, that's it. I said I was gonna finish this thing a while ago, and I've just been rambling instead of actually working on it. So that's still my fault. Darn. Uh, it's stressing me out. I'll go watch that video. Maybe I'll even comment on it. I'll probably not mention that I was working on my own Subahibi uh, retrospective video on the House and Fate of Morgana. Uh, yeah, that's it. Uh, Prayers that, I don't know, nothing goes bad and that my video still has some value in it. Comment whether or not, like, the ethics of if two videos have the same point, that one has value over another, I suppose. Yeah, I'm gonna end it. See ya when I'm ultra omega depressed because I've lost some motivation finishing this. Work of a YouTuber. I get called a plagiarist. I'm done. Sorry for ringing out this ending for this long. Consume everything. Bye.
Alright, so I finished the video, and I think my prediction was right. It is 3 days after it was uploaded, and after I watched it, that prediction being I knew it wouldn't be as detailed as the one that I made, and I hope people seeing my longer video would say, okay, this is a longer video, it's going to be a more detailed look into the House and Fata Morgana, and then it'll be the viewer's decision whether or not the shorter video, if he just wants a summary of it, or actually experience it better, in my opinion, my video. I hope that's what viewers can get out of at least looking through the timestamp. Anyways, my opinion on it is that, well, I made a comment here. Basically, I had a few of the same opinions, some not, and this video doesn't properly go into the House and Fate of Morgana. I think I made you experience it better. That's what I gotta say, really. The production value is definitely better though. I beat myself up. I think I said that already, that my video um isn't as polished. Okay. So what did I have to say about the comments on here? I waited 3 days and I knew on the first day I had things to say about stuff in the comments section. And I'm just gonna quickly read some of the newer ones. This guy is commenting about the fact Jacopo is in love with a 12-year-old. Um, I don't necessarily know the reason why Jacopo fell in love with Morgana the first time they met, but love works in mysterious ways. I have no problem with them dating, even with the big age gap. It's just a cute uh, it's love, man. They love each other. No explanation needed. Yep. There's a lot of comments recommending Umineko. Wait, the plot twist is Morgana becoming a female, right? Derailed the way. I mean, that's the point, in my opinion. It's not a plot twist if it doesn't derail the way you look at the character. Should I actually comment on this? You read it on Steam. All the popular ones like Umineko, um, Tsubihime, The House of Fate Morgana, they're all on Steam. That's not where I got it, but I'm not gonna tell you where I got mine from. Actually, is it? It is on Steam, isn't it? I saw a video that was like, Steam sale, 0% off on, The House of Fate Morgana on Steam or something. 30 hours. That's how long it is. Good. Oh, Bagel Remover is the guy that, subbed to my other channel. Good for him. 60 or 70 for the total thing. Okay. For what? Reincarnation, Requiem, side stories. Alright. I do want to read, what was it? What's the sequel? Requiem of Innocence. Yeah, I want to read that someday. I don't think I'll actually play it. I think I'll watch a playthrough of it. Uh, I actually prefer Umineko over Fata Morgana, but I think Fata Morgana is a better narrative. That's all I'm gonna say though. Mostly because Umineko is meant to comment on a specific genre, while which is murder mysteries, while Fata Morgana is just um, an incredibly impressive narrative, dramatic narrative all the way through. I guess that's the best way of putting it without diving into it too much. I wish I wish I could have commenters like this that just like, oh, I'm sold by the first part of this video. I'm gonna see the rest uh for myself, you know? Okay, there's a few replies on this one, and this is something that I did want to comment on. I hope the people that replied knows, okay, um, the point of this is basically, um, the main characters, like, the characters felt generic. Uh, he also says that's not really the right word. Oh, and this is what this is a spoiler. Um, yeah, there's a good reason why the white-haired girl is passive and nice. Okay, that took way too long. 2 and 4. Uh, that's fair. I thought about their chemistry in door 2 between Pauline and the merchant for now, let's say. The merchant wasn't all that characteristic in the conversation that they had, but Pauline was adorable and cute, and the merchant admired that about her, and I admire the merchant for admiring that about her, which is why I think it's a good relationship. It's good romance, but that doesn't mean that the dialogue that they had was necessarily interesting, so that's fair to him. On the fourth one, I sort of the same reason as Giselle and Michelle, but the white-haired girl and Michelle, they both are uh, beaten down by society for having certain characteristics, the same characteristics, in fact, red eyes and white pale skin, I believe, from what I remember. So it's cute that they would uh, love each other on the fact that they had their outcasts of society, but also I guess they didn't have interesting conversations either. So if this guy only cares about chemistry, sure, it was lacking. But the romance, for the reasons why they had that romance, is good enough for me. Yeah. I mean, I guess this sort of gets into the conversation of whether or not a piece of media is worth seeing it through the end if the beginning part is so boring and long. Um, I guess for some people, the beginning is just as important as everything else, and if experientially at that moment you're bored, then sure, I guess just quit. But just know that in the end, that's where people say it's good. I mean, you don't see what other people see because you're refusing to see it. I did not actually know this. I think I like about the creator Attack on Titan liking his favorite visual novel, but I searched this one up. He likes Love Love Alternative, and I really want to read that someday. I want to search up what Stormlight Archive is. Sounds cool. I liked this comment that I'm the only person who liked it. Reincarnation. Nelly looks adorable. And Morgana, too. Those are my two favorite characters. I just read the manga all the way through. I did not read a bit of the visual novel. I mean, um, I watched a few of like the hour-long bits that are on YouTube. Those are pretty good. Maybe I'll read the visual novel someday, but I already know the story from the manga of Umineko. I feel like there's gonna be some people in my comment section that are saying you said Jacopo wrong. Uh, that's good because then they'd have an incentive to comment, and comment is engagement. Actually, about this comment, maybe he's like, it's a bit difficult to like find the line between corny and then like dramatic or tragic you know? Like, if you just don't find yourself relating with the characters in such a dramatic story, then it would feel corny and cheesy. Oh yeah, I don't think Umineko and Fata Morgana is like substantially better than each other. I think they're both 10 out of 10s. This guy's just asking, why do visual novels exist? My opinion on it, and this assumption that a lot of people have why visual novels exist, it's just visual novels are a completely different medium than video games, and people should stop thinking about them like they're video games. Sure, some guy here. Thanks again, Bagel Remover. I get the feeling we have the same opinions on quite a few things. What a I don't think I have to explain anything from here because here's the thing: the video itself is not detailistically, so I guess it's like bound to happen that commenters like this would not understand why some people did a few things, but it made sense. Yeah, there you go. Heavy spoilers. This guy doesn't like Giselle for inconsistent desire and a relationship based on neediness when it's forced. Wait, it's an edited comment. Is it just me or did he add another reason from the last time? It's this is a dumb point because of course a relationship is a mutually beneficial thing to have. Like she's saying she's needy because she only wants it for this and this reason. But those are just benefits you have from having a relationship. Okay, now that that's over, I just replied to someone saying 2 hours in, I dropped it, and I told him the climax of the first chapter is really good. If he doesn't like it, then that's fine. I love you for knowing Subahidi and having Yuki PFP. I did not notice because it's so damn tiny. I wonder if this guy subbed to my channel. I don't remember, but I swear I remember seeing a similar PFP. Oh yeah, this is like an actual, genuine, reason I was actually explaining the visual novel. I think at that point, he was too much of a lord to, like, it's too late. She's already completely beaten up, and Morgana hates him. So, okay. Got to 13 minutes, had to stop. Literally the blandest two stories I heard in my life. Unsubscribed, unfollowed, disliked, lamau, bye. These are the kind of comments that I wanted to deter from being incredibly detailistic in my video. And that's the reason why I kept saying read the original visual novel, because you would not feel the same things that I felt while I was playing it. I just had to explain it to you. I thought he was just a female who's, trans, a guy, but apparently he's like some kind of abomination. And that's an interesting way. I mean, I don't know what this guy's sources are. Oh, sorry. Wait, that's not. The definition of intersex was copy-paste from Wikipedia, but I don't know about the sources of him being intersex. It's also not, it's not even implied. It's just explicitly stated in the original visual novel that Michelle did not get a dick. He says, like, having children is just not something I can have with Giselle. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is better. Judai over Morgana, Michael, Michelle, Jacopo, Giselle. Not even worth mentioning. Okay. I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It's funny. I mean, it's just funny reading the sentence. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is better than the House and Fate of Morgana. 10-minute spoiler-free vid could help many who haven't watched it. That is fair, but a lot of people have made these sort of 10-minute spoiler-free recommendations to watch, and you could see that with, like, just search up why you should read Umineko. There's so many videos of why you should read Umineko out there. And even then, I don't agree with the reasons why people should read Umi Neko on many of the videos. It just says like, oh, the music's really good. And sure, the music's good. But so many other series, pieces of media, have good music. What makes Umi Neko special, you know? Just explain to me that. Anyways, uh other spoiler 10-minute videos like these that are just recommendations exist already. But this entire recap is different and it takes a lot more effort, so it's better. Okay, that's all the comments that I care about talking about. I don't know what else to say. There's not even any moral at the end of all this. Just that commenters um are aren't good. The commenters on my videos are smart and they're better. So thank you for being smart and better than these people. To be fair though, I mean, this guy has 300,000 subs. So, of course, there be comments that I don't agree on most of the time. I'm surprised that none of these hate comments were on my video though. Consume everything and goodbye.